Hello friends, I just beat PilotWings 64 and would like to give my immediate thoughts. I really enjoyed it and give it a 4 out of 5. You pick a flight vehicle and you fly around through rings, pop balloons, attack a robot, and then you gotta do a landing in pretty much every single flight test. They're all really good challenges. It's never too easy, never too hard. Controls are pretty fair, which is different than most of these types of games where you feel really not in control of the vehicle you're trying to fly around, and that's true of a lot of older 3D, piloting party game type games. But this also has really good physics, and it's got wind effects. So when you're trying to fly around and, a gust will blow you off course, and it even affects your missiles, which one of the vehicles has. Even with the gameplay though, like it's pretty good. It's a 3 out of 5 I think on the gameplay, but it's not super great. Where the super greatness of this game comes in is that it's the aesthetics, right? It just looks good. The music is very calming and on point. You have these 3D models which are just from like a bygone era, and it just looks very charming. The vibe is just very nice, and definitely feels proto Y2K, right? And it even has the Twin Towers in this game, but it just captures a certain feeling you have. And another good thing about the game is that it's family friendly. It's not super hardcore, it's not serious. I feel like this is a game that you could play with pretty much anyone. You start it up and they kind of watch, and you take turns trying to do the test and see who can get the highest score. And although I think most people who don't play video games would struggle with this, it's a casual game. It's kind of like a casual, serious game, I would say. So I did play the original PilotWings before this for the Super Nintendo, but I did not like it. The problem with a lot of those 2D type games that require depth is the depth is just not there. You just can't handle the perspective, you can't judge distances. It's just really bad, I think. But this, because of the 3D, even though it's archaic 3D, you really feel the distance, right? You see it and you can say, okay, I need to do this to go to here, and you can gauge it properly. Also, before you might say, oh, this is just nostalgia, this is his childhood game. Actually, I never played PilotWings 64 before 2 days ago. So although someone might say, oh, you just like it because this is what you grew up playing, I've never played this before. And someone might also say that, well, you're nostalgic for the N64, and kind of true. That's kind of before my generation. I didn't really play a whole lot of N64, and I didn't have a lot of consoles. My nostalgia would probably be more GameCube, but no, this core gameplay really holds up, and like I said, it's not just nostalgia. So I won't probably seek to complete gold in every category, because how this game is that every single flight test has a rating. I think some parts of the flight tests are really unfair, specifically the landings, because when you're trying to land with a jetpack and you slightly bounce somehow, some way, it's like, oh, okay, so this is now -2 points, and it just feels impossible to get exactly perfect. So I guess in conclusion, I would say if you haven't played this game, you should really give it a go. It's worth your time, right? If you're looking for something to play and something classic, this is great. So what I use to play this is Retroarch. I use the Mugen 64 core, and I use CRT Royale filters. I also have some settings which I'll include in the description of how I modify the Mugen 64 core. But yeah, if you want to give it a go, there you go, man. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.